where I want to make sure you guys know there's 3 parts to this training. It's only an hour long. I'm going to give you resources at the end, so don't worry about taking notes. It has videos in there. It has a 1-pager what all the buttons are. But I do know that some of you, when you guys turn on the board, it'll look like this. But for some of you, it's going to go to the Chrome box, which is good, because then that lets you just log into your Chrome box and you have a whole Chrome environment. Where it is bad is, if it's here, some of you have already run into the first wall, which is, I don't know how to get out of or go wherever I need to go, because you don't know how to navigate it. So this side toolbar, on the old ones, and I want to say old one, it's a year old. You just have 2 models. You have the very brand new one, you have the 2026, and you have the 2025. In the 2025, this is a Dorito. It's the side toolbar. This is where your remote control is. If you don't know where your remote control is, it's right here, okay? The button you need to know is the home button. And the reason you need to know that is because you might accidentally open something and you're confused where you're at, or you're stuck and you don't know how to get out of there. So if you guys go and click on the side toolbar, the home button will get you out of wherever you need to, like, you're stuck. I'm back to where there's options. On this one right here, I'm gonna tell you right now, it looks like this. It looks the same as the both. This is the 2025 one. It looks like this. We took a picture at, where were we at? Horizon. I'm gonna show you the whiteboard. This is the whiteboard software. Horizon, teacher, this is what the new one looks like. It looks like this. It has all the Chrome stuff here, but this is the startup screen. And you'll notice on the side toolbar still has the home, but you notice it has an arrow here pointing to all the inputs that this board has. For this one, you click on it, it's at the bottom, but it looks like a finger touching the board. How many HDMIs do you have? Almost like it's like a TV. You're gonna get lost. Do you see that they're lit up? The ones that are connected, that lets you know where things are at. So let's just test this out. I don't know what HDMI 1 is going to. It's connected to what? It'll tell us right now, there's nothing on, it's not on, but it's connected to something. I don't know. So that one's telling us it's connected to something, but we don't know. Where do you think HDMI 2 goes to? What is that one on right now? The Chromebox. Okay. Now, before we go through the Chromebox, we'll talk about some of the stuff here. Who's Miss W. Tate? Is that you? Oh, let's see. Okay, so this is her board. She's logged in. If I click on here and I click on open a new tab and I go through and click on Gmail, then what would I look at? Her emails. That's the thing about logging in. It's all your stuff. It's all in one place. So now this is the Chromebox. The Chromebox, just so you know, a lot of people think of it as a Chromebook. It's not. A Chromebox is a PC that has the Chrome environment. They just took away the PC stuff and it has all your stuff. So for me, I have a Mac. I use Chrome in my browser, so I live in a Chrome environment. That's what a Chromebox is a Chrome PC on the board. Now, I'm stuck. I didn't need to go here. How do I get myself out of trouble so I have options? Home. You guys need to learn this at the beginning, because you're gonna you're gonna go to places and you're like, where did I go? Especially when you start connecting your dock camera, you connect your DVD, VCR combo thing you have, anything you wanna connect to it, you'll notice all the inputs are here on the side. Even for me, connecting my USB-C, I love this cable because it does everything. It does audio, video, and it also gives me touch. So you notice we connected her Mac, automatically it became like a giant iPad. We connect this to your PC, it automatically goes into an interactive, like flat screen thing that you can touch. So just know all your inputs are here on the side. That's why I was telling you about the brown box. If you can ask where it is, that will help you figure out where your things are at. Now, when you guys are here, just so you guys know, the options are here. Think of this as a giant iPad. So one of the first things, when I walked in here, the clock said 3:30. And the reason for that is because no one set it up. How do you think I changed the time? What do I do? Hold your finger down, and then all of a sudden the time comes out. What about if I want to move an app? Let's say I want to move something out of here. How do I move it? How do you do it on your phone? Hold it, and then pretend it's shaking. It doesn't shake, but then you can go through. I just deleted AirSync. No, I didn't. I just moved it, and I can place whatever I want in any spot that I want. The thing I would recommend, you guys are elementary? That is a horrible name for your board. So how do we change the name? Because now it can be your name, quote of the day. Now here's what I would recommend. You're gonna have somebody in your group, whatever grade level you have somebody that's always talking smack. You can go through and change the name of their board, change what it says, and then you can set a password. And then that way you know going through. Where's the 4th grade team? Is the 4th grade team here? Okay. You guys need to set a password right away as soon as we leave here, because what are they gonna do? You suck, this class sucks, and then they'll set a password, and you're stuck. And I don't know why it's 4th grade. 4th grade just knows to touch stuff and go through this. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is because the customization, how long is it gonna take a kid to learn this?
Yeah.
Now, before you start going, oh, kids are so smart and they know this, they just grew up with different technology than we did. So for instance, there's a YouTube series, if you ever feel bad or you're frustrated and you just wanna have a good laugh, there's a YouTube series called Teens Trying To. The 2 I recommend is Teens Trying to Use a Rotary Phone. Funniest 4 minutes of your life. They have no idea how to use touch, and I don't know if you remember, rotary phone had a very specific thing. The other one that's hilarious is watching them try to figure out how to use a tape player. Because how do you go from side A to side B? It's touch. So for you right now, no, hey, this board is not very bright. So if I hold my finger down, what can I do?
The young kids.
I can immediately change the lighting to whatever I want. The magic thing that I just did what? Touch. And I want you to know that's not your fault. There's something that happened to us in our youth. If you guys look down here, this is where your USB ports go. This is where you're gonna connect your USB stick or you connect your little mouse thing. But for me, I remember when I used to put in my USB stick to save my work. Or if you wanna go a little bit further back, do you remember when these were floppy disks? We used to have to put in our floppy disks to save our work. What would happen when you were working on a paper and it exited the program and you hadn't saved it? It was gone. Yeah. The reason for that, we grew up with this trauma with technology that we are scared to touch buttons because you won't like what is going to happen, what's going to be the consequence for it. Kids will learn the board because they'll touch it. So for example, side toolbar, what does ... mean in technology? More. So if I click on it, on the new one, it'll tell you what these things are called. This one gives you the objects. This is the free screen. So the free screen, if I click on it, it's going to give you the option to have privacy. If I have something connected to the board and I want to do my own thing and have the professional here while I do my thing, I can quickly just change that. The other thing I like about the free screen, if you guys look over here, there's a plus and minus. I can zoom in on whatever I want to look at, or if I get 2 points of touch, I can talk about like, hey, this is the whiteboard program, this is where you can do casting. These are things I can talk about. I know you guys just had back to school night. This was very helpful for back to school night because when I'm talking about, here's my phone number and here's when you can call me, and then you have the one parent over here like trying to figure out the end, they ask you, how do I get in contact with you? Even though they shared that, they're over here looking at the menu. They're looking at something different. So what I liked about the free screen, it allowed me to show you the area that I wanted you to look at without messing things up. This works on everything. So right now, if I click on the side toolbar and I click on inputs, HDMI 2 is connected to what? To Miss Tate's Chromebox. And then I can use those tools here. So right now, I want to talk about tabs. So if I come in here, the tabs are really tiny. So if I freeze the screen, let's go to, this is probably the most important tab on here, library purchasing. I can go through and look at this and have that. Or how come library AI is behind library purchasing, or all these things I can talk about. None of these are personal, right? Okay, so, sorry, you have a ton of library ones. Okay, so right now, coming in here, I can go through this, have that. Now the reason I like this is because one of the studies that I saw was the difference between an A student and a C student is the A student usually sits closer to you, so then your area of focus, they're always looking at them. The C students is just on the edge, not too far in the back, because the back are different level of grades, but the C students are towards the middle. The more you can bring the stuff you're showing to the whole class as a big, you just change their focus because now they can see it. Instead of the kid squinting, you can go through. The other thing with an A student is an A student takes notes, so does a C student. The A student goes back and looks at the notes. The C student just finishes there. They feel like they've learned enough. So for me, this allows me to give myself that step forward and say, hey, how do I get to them? The only thing you guys need to be careful is this X. So for example, if I click on home and I want to connect my phone to this, all I do is connect it and plug it in, or my computer or whatever I want it to be, you'll automatically come in and you're good to go. So right now, you'll see that it says type C, and then it picks up whatever you're looking at will pop up. So make sure once you plug in, there is no steps going through this. Now, when I click on the freeze button, I can freeze it, but then wherever I go, you don't see where I went and where I'm going and what I'm doing. The professional side is here. Where you're gonna get caught on this, so you guys know, is you're gonna look at something and you're gonna forget your screen is frozen. And then you're gonna click on X, and what's gonna happen when you click on X? Whatever you're looking will be everyone's business now. So for me, March Madness is the way that I always try to remember. I'm looking at my bracket, I'm looking at things that I'm looking at, but then the professionals here, once I click X, then they'll get that stuff come out. So right now, make sure before you hit X, think, am I somewhere safe? And then you click on it. Now this is something that my son shared with me. It's called Songs You Forgot You Existed. If you go to Spotify, you can find this. You'll be about 6 songs deep, and then you'll start finding out that you know the words to every single one of these songs. And you start singing them, and you're like, songs, I don't even know who these bands are. Toad the Wet Sprocket, things that I forgot that were on there. No, I'm being honest with you, going through this. Now, I don't want to overwhelm the kids. I want to show them like a journey through music. What do you think that ... what does the flashlight do? Yes, so right now, I can show you everything, or I can like hide it. So you're focusing on like, hey, we're gonna talk about why this song was so, well actually no, oh man, there's so many here. Take a picture. If you don't know this song, take a picture, it's on there. It doesn't have a big overlay on top of my screen, it's just on there. So I can go through and have that. Now you can be old school like me, and you can play the tap. How do kids move the volume? So you touch it once, and you can go through it. You guys remember this song? Yeah. Now, I grew up in the Bay Area. I went to school in Washington, and I remember it was the first time I'd ever heard alternative music. I never thought I'd remember these songs, but these songs are such on your playlist that they go through. But this is something that I love showing, being able to have the kids focusing on, instead of the song, like I can show them one piece at a time. Now, on the new one, just so you know, you will have a square also where it could be like where you show parts of whatever the slide you're showing at a time. All right, I'm stuck on my phone. I don't want to be here. How do I get out of here so I can go back to the landing page where options are? Home. The Dorito, and then the house. Okay, that will kill. Oh, actually, there's one thing I do need you to see. If you're the type of person whose phone or computer is almost always going to die, do you see that USB-C that only gives you touch and audio and video, but what does it give you? Power. So I'm not going to say I do this all the time, but sometimes when I forget to charge my phone, I plug it to the board, and at the end of the day, you're 100%. The other thing too with your computer, if your computer is always dying, plug it in is a great option out of this. Now, what happens if I unplug? We're done. It's over. There's no other, like, there's no thing here happening. You have that option going through. All right. This is connected. So if you want to try this out later, connect the computer that way, see that. There's one more way that you can connect that I need you to know about. It's called AirSync. Now, for Macs, if you guys click on AirSync, if I click on little settings and I want to mirror, what does the board come with? You see the first one? You guys can't see it in the back, so how can I make it bigger for the kids in the back? Freeze the screen. And then the reason I want to do this is that I want you to know. Okay, actually, Jose, are you still here? Really? Jose, let's have a conversation here. AirPlay, you need what to do AirPlay? Mac. Mac is AirPlay. Chromecast. What do you need to do Chromecast? Chrome browser. That means students could technically also Chromecast. So what should we do? It's just a personal choice, okay? The reason I want you to know that is because that. Now the reason I want you to know that is because I'm going to give you resources. AirPlay is not my favorite anymore. I'm a Mac user. I love AirPlay, but AirPlay doesn't let me touch it. AirPlay just lets me share my screen. You guys will notice that the program we're in is called AirSync. Airsync.net is where the students go, and if I turn on moderation mode, I can have 30 students in the queue, and I can have 6 of them at the board at a time, so they can share their presentation, but you control it. Airsync.net has no touch. What do you think you get if you download the app? You type in the code and the password. You'll share your screen, but you'll get the ability to touch the screen and it touches your computer.
I had an older version of that,
Called
but
VTest.
the students could do pop quiz, so I could put up a problem and they could,
Inside the whiteboard?
yeah.
Yes, it's still there.
Is it still there? Okay, because I really like that.
Okay, you're pretty far down the rabbit hole now. Okay, in the resources, this section that says student collaboration,
Okay.
that's what I go through. This is something new that I like, that it keeps it where it's more stable and the students can share. But for you guys, they already told that they need to push this app to you. This is where you type in the code, you type in the password, and you have the interaction. If you go to airsync.net, that's for students and subs. I'm not going to give you my computer, but that's how you can share your screen, because this is how you can go through wires to connect, okay? My favorite though, just to go disclaimer, I like this cable because when I try to show a movie, when I'm casting, copyright catches you when you're trying to share something from Disney Plus or Amazon, like we're doing this Discovery Channel thing that's on Disney Plus. Copyright kept catching it and it gave us a gray screen or no audio. But when you hardwire, it thinks it's another screen. You can watch whatever the heck you want, even from my phone. So just want to make sure this is my favorite cable because it gives me power, audio, video. It's actually, that's on the recorder. That is not a ViewSonic, that's not a ViewSonic statement, that's just letting you know what this port is. All right. Oh, actually, hold on. Great, is this you? Or is this some random person? Okay, so see how she's here? She didn't automatically come in. What do I have to say? Share. Are you ready to share? Are you good? Somewhere good? Are you swear you're very somewhere good? All right, so now, when Rachel goes through, she selects her screen, and she's looking at student data. Or are you looking at, did you click share? So remember, what, did you share a tab or entire screen?
So students want to download the app.
No, they would go to airsync.net on there. The downloading, if she had the app, like this, what the heck is this? Ooh, okay, let's talk about clever. You got out of it. Okay, so before she got out of it, what I was gonna do is I was gonna freeze the screen.
It's still clever.
Okay, still clever? Okay, so right now, did you do coding with the elementary?
Yes.
Okay, so right now, I love this because you always have that one kid, like, where are we supposed to go? What am I supposed to click? Like, that is what we're clicking, going through. Now, if you look at her screen didn't get the screen resolution messed up, which I don't know if you, especially on Mac, if you ever played the pinching game, it takes forever to get back to the size you want it to be. This is how quick it can go. Did you go somewhere else? So she goes somewhere else, you'll notice right away that she opens up, I don't follow her. The only thing I need to make sure I ask her, what happens when I click on X? Yes, okay, are we good? Okay, so go through. Now, this is where, again, Spotlight, this is my tool. Now let's go over Spotlight one more time. If I want to make it bigger and smaller, darken or lighten, I do this. How do I make it bigger and smaller? So you just have to go inside of it and touch it. To move it, what do I have to touch? Anywhere, because otherwise I have people always trying to touch the inside of it. Yes, it moves, but I don't want to go, there's something powerful about just reading a thing as you go through. It just gives you the data that you want and show them as you go through. All right, what does X do? Right. We're on her screen. So her screen is an overlay, and right now I'm going to click on home. How did I get her screen to show up on the board? What do we use? AirSync. If your board does not have AirSync up there, I would move it up there and then you have it. Notice because she's connected, we're just going to be sharing your screen constantly going through this. At the bottom, there's these little arrows pointing up. What do you think stop does?
Stop sharing.
She's done. If I wanted her to be, see how like you have 30 people in here and you choose the ones you want. I'm going to tell you, if you ever tried this, if you're thinking, I've never tried screen sharing, it is really interesting seeing kids figure out the same problem and watching them at the same time trying to figure it out. Everyone has their own style. Everyone has their own method of doing it. So sometimes I'd have 4 table groups. Just watch what they're doing as you go through it. This is not to monitor them as they're doing like a task or whatever. You can't put all 30, you can only put 6. 6 is pushing it. You guys know your network better than I do, so maybe 2, 4. Figure out what you want out of that and have that.
So you can use 6 screens.
Yes. Every screen you add though, the sharing space gets smaller. Okay, there's 2 more that I need you guys to know about on here. ... There's the stopwatch and there's the timer. Honestly, I don't have any good uses of the stopwatch. I can't figure out how this is gonna work because the milliseconds, I just feel like it stresses out the room. Like something's about to happen. So unless you're running laps or doing something like, it's just way too fast and I don't have a good like lap, like I don't figure out what I want out of this. The one that gave me my phone back was the timer or the alarm clock. When you click on the alarm clock, this is hours, this is minutes, this is seconds. If I hit start, it'll go up in the corner, and if I touch anywhere outside of it, it'll go to the bottom. This is just an overlay. So if I go back to the Chromebox, so I click on input, which is the Chromebox one? 2. When I go here, what came with me? So this is just a timer that's gonna keep going the whole time. Now, do you use Google Slides?
Yes.
Can I open a Google Slide?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna click here, and then I'm gonna click on Slides. And in here, which one is your most boring slide?
What'd you say?
Which one's your most boring slide? I'm just joking, you didn't know, all of them are good. All right, which one can I do the math mystery?
Yeah.
Okay, so I open it, going through. Now, here's the reason I wanna do this. I can keep working and it goes through. Now, remember, volume of the board. So right now, I want you to know the volume is set at what? So it's 100%. It's gonna go off. I have no idea what this is. And then what did the timer do? So what I love it goes down to 0, and then I use hand signals with the kids. 30 seconds, you have 30 seconds to rotate back to your groups, or da-da-da. You have 1 minute to discuss. This was just the way that I got my phone back because it counts up forever time. And if it gets over a minute, you owe me, or whatever you want to do. But I didn't have to constantly set another timer. It was just down to 0, up forever. Now, here's one thing I will tell you that I would encourage you to try. How do I make this small again? I don't want it to be this big. Yeah, because I was doing this at the beginning, trying to pinch it. It's touch anywhere outside of it, and it goes here. When it's in this format and it's counting up, this is for you. I want you to test yourself. You're having the time of your life. You're teaching, you feel like you're in the groove. You see a bunch of glaze rubbed in the eyes of the kids. Look and see how long you've been talking for. And you're like, oh, I've been at 10 minutes is the limit with there has to be some kind of transition. Because I'm having the time of my life because I love what I'm talking about. But sometimes I have to look over there and go, oh, I've been going for too long. Or how much we've been going on this topic. So just know these are things that will help you just for you. Now, there's something I want you to guys know that on the Chromebox, there's a couple things that I think are really important you guys know about. When you guys go to slideshow, how do we advance the slide? Yes, okay. A kid taught me this. So, okay, if you find the remote control, there's the power button is right here. Next to it is the sensor. You can use the remote control as your clicker and advance the thing. So I gave the remote control to the clicker because I'm a clicker person. And the student just stared at me and just swiped the page and kept going over and then kept going forward, going back. They were just moving it forward and back through the thing. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that that was an option to swipe to move it over. The one thing I taught them though, is if you click down here, what is ... in technology? More. Do you guys remember Jamboard?
Yes.
When Jamboard was taken away, they say they were adding it to Google Slides. Do you see where it says turn on pin? I can turn on the pin, and the math mystery, we're gonna call this person Bob. Okay, so Bob is here. Now the only thing that sucks now, I cannot advance the page like I did before, because what's gonna happen? I'm gonna write on it, so I have to go through, either click on the clicker or move it. All right, the crime scene. All right, what are the things we're looking for? So when you look at a crime, you're looking for what? What's the first thing when you see looking for a crime scene? What are you looking at?
The bottom.
The body. Okay, so we're looking, you guys are dark. Okay, body. If we're looking at body, then we're looking for blood. Okay. Oh, we're doing all this stuff here. Now, let's go back to slide 1. What do you notice on slide 1? Oh, sorry, slide 2, slide 1. What do you notice?
It stayed there.
So I want to make sure you know, in the beginning, when we first got these boards, I was constantly using that.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever used that one?
Yes.
What does it do?
It
It
doesn't.
freezes the screen to write on it,
Yeah.
but then you can't touch anything. So I think of it as holding the paper down so I can annotate. So let's go through. I'm going to go through and annotate. I want to make all these notes that I want to have. I want to do it in different colors. I have the time of my life, but then when I go to advance the page, I can't because it froze the screen. How do I get touchback? X. What happened to all the writing?
Poof.
But look at the one that's inside a Google Slide.
Robert.
All right, let's do this again.
Do that one more time.
I want to click on ... And Now I'm gonna exit the slideshow. Do you notice that I didn't change the actual slide? I just wrote on it while it's in screen format. How do I get to full screen so I can turn on the thing? Slideshow? And then where has this pen been located that nobody's touched?
Dot, dot.
Bottom left, and it's the 3 dots. Now, no, okay, hold on. I wanna make sure. This first pin that's on the side is level 1. I just wanna write on it, I don't care about it. Stage 2, I wanna write it in the Google slide while I have it. Stage 3, where I wanna save it and continue the next day, that's gonna be inside the whiteboard. And that's where I need to figure out, for some people, so for my wife, I live in the whiteboard. Whiteboard is what I do everything in. My wife just uses her math slides in Google Slides, turns it on, does it. She exits the slideshow, next class period comes in, she does it. Because that's what you do in middle school. You just kind of repeat the process as you go through. I want to tell you workflows for you to be able to work on it. Now, Ms. Tate, are you connected to your laptop right now? Are you logged into your Google?
Yes.
Okay, so don't freak out on me, all right? So right now, this math slide, I'm gonna hold the finger down on it. You see it says send to your devices. The devices she has is, I'm assuming the 0734 is that computer. So you have a MacBook, was that a MacBook Pro? Oh, I sent it to the wrong one, I bet. So I wanna send it to her MacBook Pro. So send to devices, I wanna send it to her MacBook Pro. Now on her MacBook Pro, she just got a tab open up, that's this one. The first one popped up? Okay, so the MacBook Pro is not that one. All right, can you send me something from there to here? So open up like your banking info. And click on something that's not private. How does she share the tab? What does she do? What did I do here? Hold my finger as a right click. She holds it, and then she says share it. This is the Chromebox, right? Or this is 07. Which one did you share it to?
Can you share it to connected devices, or can you share it
To anything that's Chrome. The reason I want you to know this is because you don't have, like, I know you want to screen share, I know that, but you can just send whatever you're working on, just send it. I look on my phone, oh, this is the website I wanted, I hold it down and I send it, and it says, would you like to open up the tab? So do you found a tab? Click on the tab thing. Oh, is this day 1? So whatever she had on her computer, she just shared it to here, and this is ULI, UTI, whatever that is, what their morning routine. How did she share it from there to here? She has to be signed into the Chromebox. She has to sign in. That's a Mac, right? Or is that a PC? It's a Mac. As long as you're signed into Chrome, it's like a telephone. You can go through. All she did is she 2-finger tap on here. I have to hold my finger down, and what did I click? Send to your devices. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I think it's one of the things you don't think you're going to use a lot. Just imagine you just sharing whatever's on your thing. Your computer now stays its own, and this is a standalone, and you're both working from your own separate space. Okay? Sharing your devices, this works from Chrome to Chrome, and I wanted to make sure that you guys know how to do this. Sign into your Chromebox, you start sending stuff to the computer and to the board, and you'll start to see, oh, my workflow, having that. I have a ton of websites on my phone. I constantly love sharing stuff from there. As long as I log into Chrome to Chrome talks like that. All right, let's take a step back. I'm stuck on this thing. How do I get out of here back to the landing page? Dorito? Home. Now, I'm doing something with you called the Rule of 3, and I would encourage you to start using this with people that don't listen to you. The Rule of 3 states that, it's a TED Talk, that the first time you're giving you information, if I say a bunch of jargon to you and I talk about it, all you hear is the first thing before you can get to processing. So when my wife says, George, you need to pick up the boys, you need to take them to practice, then you need to go to the grocery store, and these are the items I need. Don't forget. What's the only thing I heard?
pick up the kids?
George. Was the first thing. So when you say class, when you start talking, no one, they're like, what? Oh, that person's talking, no processing part. And I know this for a fact because if you have kids of your own or you have people that don't listen to it, practice this. Stage 1, only hear the first thing. So when I say site toolbar, blah, 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 and I do the checklist in my mind that I told you about it, you don't know what I'm talking about unless I repeat myself over again. Stage 2 is the most dangerous one. It's called acknowledgement. It's when you go, yeah, I got it. You get thumbs down, thumbs middle, thumbs down. When I say, hey, anyone have any questions? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. None of you are going to do this because you don't want to get singled out, that you don't understand, that you're dumb, that you don't know tech. All these things that are in your mind, you don't. Kids are the same way. They just do acknowledgments. So my wife says, George, I heard my name. Second time, I go, yeah, I got it. No, I don't. I'm not listening. I'm still not processing. Stage 3 is when you go into debate. Wait, how did you do that? Or what I like to do is pretend I don't know how to do it, and you tell me how to do it. So right now, I'm walking through the steps on that. So for instance, if I want to change the name, what do? Hold your finger down. That is stage 3, call and response. Okay, I'm going to tell you, if any of you guys coach, I used to draw out the play. I thought everyone's on the same page. We do the cheer, we go out, and we anarchy on the court because everyone wasn't past stage 1. I just drew a bunch of random lines. I didn't go over it. You notice most timeouts in the NBA, they're talking all the way to the last second because that's when processing happens. This is processing. You got to this. If I want to move an app, what do? Hold down. If I want to find more apps, there's a ton of apps here that you don't know. Now, for the new ones, just so you guys know, I want you to go to your board, and I want you to think of it as a phone. Swipe down, see what happens. Swipe up, see what happens, and it's a different experience because the new one works like a phone. So look what you have when you do that. If you swipe down, you'll see all the settings, Bluetooth, all that. If you swipe up, you'll see all the apps. This one is the older one, so this one has it as a drop-down menu, and you can see all those things. There's one thing before we get into the section I wanted to talk about, is in settings. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Every time I touch the board, it makes a sound. So what I would say is what I like is what I prefer in my preferences is that every time I touch it, no one needs to hear me touching it. Especially when I type, you'll hear clackety, 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 clack. Turn that off, and now there is no sound. Now I can go through and tap wherever I want, and there'll be no sound playing. And the reason you don't know this is because you have the volume turned all the way down. After you show the kids a YouTube video and you do something, everyone knows that you're doing, like you could hear it down the hallway. So know that's how you do that. All right, let's do that one more time. Where do I go to turn off the sound? Settings. What I prefer. Touch. There's one more, especially for those of you that want to cast. Start up and shut down. Oh, this one has it turned off. Did you must have figured this out? So right now, let's go over this part right here. It's really tiny. Just know that if the board turns off on you, it's not your fault. It's that you have this turned on. What does Energy Star do? After what? What will it do? It will turn itself off. Where this is going to catch you is in the middle of the climactic movie you're watching. I'm not saying you're supposed to watch under an hour, but if it's over an hour, it's going to turn off. What will also happen is when you're casting, it doesn't know you're touching it. So it will say, oh, for the sake of the environment, I will turn myself off. Good for the environment, bad for teaching. Because you'll be like running to the board, it'll say, countdown, 10, 9, 8, and then you'll go through and run up. So unless you want to get your Apple Watch minutes, turn that off, because it will happen to you at least once, because you're not used to touching it yet. I don't worry about it anymore, because I'm always touching it. But for you guys at the beginning, know that's going to catch you. All right, here's the big one. Yes, question.
On the new ones, when you said like you can slide up or slide down for the menu, is that why there's like a big gray bar that doesn't disappear ever?
Gray bar in the middle of it?
Is it at the bottom or the top? Or is it
Okay, that gray bar is a Google search bar.
No.
No, it's like a little, it's just showing you that you can pull it down.
Older ones too.
I think it's just showing you that you
And then it'll pop down sometimes and then it'll hide if you hover over
Oh,
it.
does it show the Wi-Fi signal, like the phone? Does it have like the top part or your phone? What room are you in? Are you close to here after this is over, or are you far?
I'm like all the way upstairs.
Is there an elevator? We'll check after this. I gotta see. I can't tell you, but I can see it, then I can tell Rachel. Okay. No, I'm telling you right now. I'm from Northern California. I've gotten so wet here. I was not expecting this. The monsoon weather that you guys have, all of a sudden you'll be walking in the parking lot and boom. And I was telling like it's 87 degrees. How is it raining? But you guys have a totally different climate here. Like the humidity. Like I'm not wearing my glasses at all this trip. As soon as I got off the plane, like fogged up. All right, for you right now, do you know if you swipe down, we'll see if that's what it is, but most of the time I think it's the it looks like a phone. So one of the settings we can do is we can change it to look more like a computer and less like a phone. And that's my way what's happening, but it's only on the new ones. Okay, have you guys used the whiteboard? What have you used it for?
Medication at work, I don't write on, and it keeps my stuff, like if I write and it saves it, I can go back to it.
Okay, so I wanted you guys to know, this is the whiteboard. I'm gonna click the hand so you guys see what I did. I know that we weren't gonna have a new one, so I went and took a picture and I wanted to make sure you saw this. One of the things I want you guys to know is right now in the whiteboard where I wanna get you, is I signed into the board. What is this astronaut thing? I've been looking at it at the corner of my
It's
eye.
our bus sign.
That's your bus sign?
One of the buses.
Wait, what does that mean? You're an astronaut?
Today.
You need, actually, my hotel had a thing outside of it. It looks like wait, is it a real one? Okay. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to know. I use something called the companion app that I want to send pictures of the astronaut bus to the board, and that way I can go through and take pictures of student work and send it, because the whiteboard is my landing page. Because it's mine, I can open it right away, and then I can just basically capture whatever I want and then be able to have that. Now, what she was talking about, the astronaut, so like astro, do you know what NOT stands for?
No.
Do you know your Latin? I'm not joking, I have no idea. Okay, so right now, don't do it. Yeah, okay, so no, hold on. Here's the reason I want to do this. I wrote on it, what do you notice about the writing? It stays on the page. I think of this as a giant Google slide, so what does page plus do? Add a page. Now here's how I approach this board. So you guys can see these tools. I'm gonna click on the person on the bottom right, and on the layout or the theme, I don't like having the tools on the bottom because you guys can't see over people's heads. I'm here on the right, I can put the tools on the right, I can put the tools on the left, or for me right now, I wanna put the tools at the top so you guys can see what I'm highlighting when I'm talking about this. Right now, the first tool that activates once you turn it on is the pen tool. I don't have the pins here right now, but you'll notice that the pen you have has a thin side and a thick side. That means it has 3 different colors for each side. The way that you know that is if you touch the pen, see how it tells you, there's your top layer, here's your bottom layer going through this. If you use your finger or any other touch device or any other, like one of my chemistry teachers, he puts in the classroom, and then the rubber side on the top side, he draws on top of the thing with it because anything works with it. So, but it's always gonna be this one. The pen is the only one that does the thin and the thick. Now, a kid had to teach me this. Because I came from Jamboard, I was super frustrated that there was only 3 colors. And I was like, oh, that's it. How do you get more colors? You touch it again, and then your Crayola box shows up. So for me, I'm used to just getting what I get. You know, what is that saying? Get, you get, don't. That's what it is. And then the kid's like, no, just touch it again. But here's a problem I want you to know. I'm language arts and PE, so I want to use the board like this. My wife is math and science, so the first time she came to the board, she automatically started solving for X, and she went this way. I thought Page Plus was a solution. My wife showed me the difference between the select tool. So the select tool allows you to grab your single objects, and the hand tool allows you to grab the whole canvas. So when I do the hand tool, what happens if I push up now? So I have a whole other white page to solve for X or bring the remainder down. And you go on for as long as you want going through this. Now where this opened my eyes is if I go back to my color, I choose red, is that I like to write really big. But when I got to the edge of the board, I'd always try to fit everything in. What can I do when I get to the edge of the board? Touch the hand, and then you run-on sentences go on forever now because you can now just keep on writing and writing as big as you want. You don't have to worry about anything. You just use the hand tool to go through. Where I really like this is when I went to as part of a story that had a pivotal moment. In this part of the story, in Lord of the Flies, the book goes in 2 different directions. One of it gets really dark, it goes in this way, and the other one, the story of hope, goes in this way, and I could basically do my branchings of whatever I wanted to be able to go up and down. What happens when I touch the hand tool and I pinch?
Brings it all together.
Bigger and smaller. See how I went smaller? What's the resolution now? Square within a square recenters you back to where you started. So I don't know if you remember Prezi. I used to do presentations and I would get lost on where the heck I was. If I touch this button, it gets me back to the beginning because this is a gigantic page that it basically goes through. I am a 30 of 30. My wife is a 1 of 1 because math just expands, goes through that. I want you to look at this. When you look at this board, try to figure out what the tools are. The first time you activate it. You touch it again, more options. You touch the eraser, you activate it, but what does this do? Bigger and smaller. What does the lasso do? Circle what I want to get rid of. What does the trash can do? Now, there's one with the pin mark, but you don't have any idea you have because everything here is a pin. So let's use that one so you guys can see it. I want to click on a circle to make a circle. How come a circle didn't show up? Touch and what? Now what happens if I keep touching it? More circles, and I'll keep drawing circles. So this is where the select tool comes in. Select tool allows me to select objects. It allows me to create my own snowman. I can do whatever I want, or I can move it. If I tap things, my choices come up. And again, this is how you discover things. Touch the outside circle, make it a different color. Touch the inside of the circle, make it a different color, and you see that it pops. Actually, that looks nice. Right there, it goes through that. What does the flower do? So what do the numbers mean? Okay, so now how many pieces is this?
Fourths.
Okay, so now remember, this is select tool. So now let's break it apart. So now we have one of this. Now, in language arts, when did we ever do this? Never. So when my wife did this the first time, I was like, how did you do that? Didn't know that was possible because my brain doesn't work this way. So here's what I learned. When she did this in front of kids over a Zoom call, I said this, she said, what is this? And the kids could hear me. I said, this is 1/3 because I saw them as separate. So she was patient with me and she touched it. She changed the color again so I could see it as a different thing. And then she just told me, even though it's not part of it right now, it was always part of the whole. So it's 1/4 because it was a part of the whole thing. I didn't know you could do that. And then she even went as far as touching the pen and then just drawing on it so I could see it. And then now, if I click on the eraser and click on trash can, before I cry, what can I do before this stuff is all gone? How do I bring it back? I do. The kids know this. I'm always like, go back to I lost my paper, all that stuff. You sit there and panic and they just go undo. But now you see that if I touch the eraser and touch the pen, the one with the pen strokes, it asks me, erase all the strokes from all pages or just this page. If I do this page, the writing goes away so you can continue the problem with the next group or wherever you want to work with. All right, let's do this one more time. Page plus. We're going to get to that level 3, so being able to understand how do we do this. How do I draw a shape so I can break it up? Okay, square, circle. What does the arrow do?
More shapes.
Different types of shapes. If I wanted more shapes, I click on the shape. So think about the pen color. I want more colors, touch the color. I want more shapes, touch the shapes. But like this one gives you lines. Right now, if I touch the lines, this one gives you 3D shapes. So you have my wife uses this for volume, for all that stuff. This is tables, and that's draw your own shape. Now, once I draw the shape, what happens if I touch it again? So you just drew the Death Star, or you have to use select tool because you'll keep doing it. I have to use select tool to move it. When I tap it, which is the one that breaks it up?
And then it looks like a flower.
The flower. And again, it's called segment, but no one knows what that is. If I say the flower, at least it looks like a flower. And then I pick a different number. So what number do we want?
Let's do 8.
Do what?
8.
Good. The other group was 50. That was horrible. Okay, 8. So now you have the ability to break it apart. Now, again, this is where your workflow works. What is the thing I want? When I saw this, I was like, okay, open my eyes to things. But then I saw that the other thing my wife uses a lot is called backgrounds. When you click down here, there's backgrounds. Does it have to be a whiteboard? Be whatever color you want. If I click on images, and I just saw this at the other site, I don't know, music and line paper all of a sudden came to the top. Last week, at the top of the page, was sports. Why was sports at the top of the page? Is because that's who uses the board in the summer. But now, I don't know who uses the letter A, but math teachers, the letter A and chemistry are coming out. Now, if I touch the letter A and I put it as a background, how do I set it as the background? Now it means it's one, again, I know it's really simple, but I want to make sure you guys saw that. But now I can write on top of it. And again, I'm left-handed, so this is backwards for me.
Cursive.
Who the heck draws
Does
it?
it have other letters?
Does it have like?
Yes, it does. Okay, now if I touch the hand, what's going to happen if I push the page up?
It's all right.
It'd be. Oh, still A.
What happens if I go to the side?
B.
It's just a, okay? Now, it's just the background. Now, if you want to go Inception, what's going to happen if I pinch?
It's just A.
Okay, this is where you guys have to figure out your workflow on how you want to do this. Now, the thing that's crazy right now, the thing has like 37 points of touch. You're not going to have 37 hands up here, but multiple kids can write at the same time as you go through. I know for this, it's backgrounds. When you pick it, you'll notice at the beginning, you'll click image and color. When we sign in, which is what we're going to do with you in a minute, is when you guys sign in, you have something called originals. Originals are, if you look at it, when you sign in, it's probably under lines. If you go to lines, you see how all of the letters come up and then the groupings. Letter A goes in there with the sports ones is because everyone starts with the letter A. So whatever is commonly used, but this is where you're going to find out. I don't think SH is ever going to be at the top because it's not the one that most people start with. So figure out which is the one you want. But you notice, like I just learned something the other day that I didn't know. So if you go in here, there's one that has a house. There's music. So I was trying to look at all these and I was like showing these off to teachers and I saw one that has a house in there and I didn't know. Here we go. What is this? Do you know what this is for?
Handwriting, just so you don't go underground.
Yes, I didn't know. So there's an attic to a letter and there's a basement to a letter and I was like, what? And then I was like, but again, this is the stuff that you guys need to figure out. What is the workflow that works for you? And then you have that. All right, one final thing here and then we got to get you guys to sign in. I am signed in. So when I go open file, where can I open my files from? My Google Drive. My Google Drive, I've linked it, which is what we're about to do. And I want you to know why. I would encourage you to put the things you're going to use regularly under starred. It's easier to find because it's a smaller folder. And if, for instance, this March Timely tech example, a teacher bought this from Teacher Pay Teachers, and she was so excited about this because she wanted to use this in their board. This is created on a smaller computer, so it's off-centered. How do I quickly center it without touching this because it's 100%? What do I touch? The hand. The hand is already selected, and then I pay. And if I don't want to tell kids that I bought it from Brittany Washburn, I make sure I center it so that they can't see it, and they think I created all this. What do the arrows do? Okay, now here's why the teacher wanted this. The teacher wanted this because she wanted to bring back old school Sesame Street, where you bring in letters, vowels, and consonants. And then if I use the select tool and I circle two letters, what sound do these two letters make together? What sound does the letter C make? So do you remember this when they were kids, when the things would come and they would go at each other and they would connect? She had the kids saying that and she thought that was the coolest thing. And then she called me one night and she's like, George, do you know that if you bring in Google Slides that it does this? This is a Google slide. What happens when you go in slideshow and you go full screen on a Google slide? You can't move it. This is full screen, but I can move all the objects. So this is what she uses, and she shared it with me because this is her favorite one, and she can go back and build the letters this way with the students because these are all objects. This is where your Google Slides have another layer you didn't know. This is the part that I want you to know about. This is where I would not use the pen tool because it freezes the screen. I don't use the pen tool inside of Google Slides because it goes away. I bring the Google Slide into the whiteboard. I mark it up, and if I want to continue the next day, file folder, and I do what? And then put it wherever you're going to use it. Okay. You can share. Now here's the thing I want you to know. If you share this, did you guys see that when I brought this in, I downloaded a copy? If you know that one person, you don't have to say that person's name, but there's always someone you share something to and they delete it. So this one is they bring it. Is it you? Everyone's staring at you. Okay, so this will help you. Now you won't do it accidentally. You will download it. All right, let me walk you through this part going through it. How much time do we have?
0.
How much?
Well, we have a break after this one, so if they want to.
That's right, because you started later.
I Oh, you do? Okay.
Bah! Okay, here we go. All right, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna give you the resources then. Okay, here's the things I want you to do. Here's my homework for you. My homework for you is you guys are gonna go to my view board, and I'm gonna give you a video that's gonna have this, but I want you to know what if you wanna do what I just did, this is where you're gonna go, is you're gonna go to myviewboard.com, and what you're gonna do here is you're gonna go sign in, and you're gonna sign in with your Google account. You're not gonna type anything out. You click sign in with your Google account and it opens it up. It's gonna ask you to create your account. Follow the steps. The video will tell you this, but that's where you're gonna link your Google Drive, and that's what allows you to bring your stuff into the board. The resources for you are gonna be located here. VS Finch is a website that we created for you so that you guys can go and basically watch whatever you want to watch on the videos. You guys have options there that you guys can go through. The S got in there. Okay, vsfinch.es/resources is the landing page where you guys can get credit for today. You guys did a level 1 with me. You guys get credit for PD. They'll give you a certificate, and that's where you also can get the resources sent to you, or you can just have that, save that landing page, and it has all the videos, it has all the stuff there for you. The other thing that's on there is you can also book time, because you guys went through the training. Once you get your certificate, in there you can request 30 minutes of like, hey, I need extra help. I need you to walk me through this. You can select me or any of the other trainers, and then we can try to schedule you a time that we can walk you through it. It will not be a full training like this. It'll just be specific to what you need so we can support you. But it's under this page. myviewboard.com, sign in Google. That's where you link your Google Drive. The vsfinch.es/resources is where you can go and get all the one-pagers, all the stuff, the PDFs, the things you need. And then Rachel's gonna send you that video on that, and then you'll have that. All right. Thank you guys for your time. There's
Thank
two
you.
people's rooms.